everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Today's video is going to be my project pan update for September. I do have a few empties and I have a couple products I'm probably going to be taking out of the project, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's start out with an empty on a good note. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation. I finally used this up. I do have a backup of it already, but I've been scraping the sides of it and I can no longer get any of the product out, so it is all along the walls. And I have scraped out as much as I possibly can, even with a little spatula. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this empty. I did have a little bit of it left, not too much at the last update, but I probably had about double what I thought I did just because of everything that was on the sides of the bottle. But yeah, I definitely already repurchased this. I'm gonna be adding it to my collection tomorrow from like the brand new box of it. So I haven't opened it yet, but I will soon. And I'm very glad to have used this one up just so that it didn't go to waste, and then I'm excited to use the new one. Next up is a product that I totally forgot about and I think I only used like once in the last month. This is the Hourglass Mood Exposure Blush. You guys know I've had this in the project since I started this one and I cannot hit pan on it. I've actually decided to roll this out of the project because I think I'm just getting a little bit bored of it. Who knows, I might end up adding it back in like next month or something, because this is actually a color that I really like to use in the fall. It's just like a very neutral kind of mauve leaning blush, but I feel like I'm just really liking it. Applies better with a brush, but I feel like I'm leaning more towards warm or neutral toned things, so I'm using this a lot less and I'm not really enjoying trying to make myself reach for it, which is why I only used it once or twice in the past month. So I am actually going to go ahead and roll this out. I don't really have an update for it because I only used it a couple times. So yeah, that one's just kind of to let you know that I'm going to be rolling it out. And then let's go ahead and talk about a couple other products I'm going to roll out. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Balm in Nectar. I do really like this blush and I haven't marked this month yet. It's just slightly below where we were at. But I'm realizing moving forward for my project pan, I really only want to pan items right now that are easy for me to pan, like lip products or primers, maybe a foundation, something like that, or a powder or something. But when it comes to like the colored products that I use on my face every day, I don't enjoy really panning them as much, because even though I really like this and I'm excited that this kind of helped me use it more, I think I'd rather reach for this in something like a Get Ready With Me to kind of remind myself to use it, versus trying to use it every day and pan it, because then I just don't enjoy it. And I want to be able to kind of like change up my blush or my eyeshadow on a daily basis. So I don't really think I enjoy panning products like this. So I am going to be moving it out. And I'm also actually going to finally move out the Bare Minerals Liquid Bronzer. This one is a little bit more of a specific reason why, but it takes a very long time to see any use out of this. If I were to draw a line right now, it would essentially just make this line here kind of like double thickness, because I would have to draw it right below it. I have used this several times over the last month, but I use the smallest amount, like maybe a third or a half of a pump for my whole face when I use it. And I'm really enjoying some of my other cream and powder bronzers. So I just want to kind of give this one a break, because I haven't used some of my bronzers in 2 months or so. So I really just want to kind of not make myself use this anymore, even though I do really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one good for this particular project. I'm not getting rid of it or anything, and I have really enjoyed using it, especially for the summer, but I think it's time to roll it out. Let's talk about another empty. This one was kind of an easy empty, but this is the Ilia True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. This is a very tiny mini that I got with points, and I had it about here, about halfway, and I used it up within like a week and a half or so. This product I feel like is not worth the money. This is a very expensive primer if you purchase the full size. It was nice to try it as a point perk, but I honestly didn't feel like it did anything for my skin. I actually felt like some of my foundations didn't sit very nicely over this either, so I would not repurchase this or suggest it to you guys just based on my experience with this little mini, but I am glad to have used it up and have one less product in my collection to feel like I need to reach for. Another product that I added in last month was this lip gloss from Bite Beauty. This is the Yay Sayer Gloss in Sugar Drizzle, and I had a goal to just get the product below the line of the E, which I did. It's now right where the T starts. So hopefully you can see that in the close-up picture too. But this part here is the packaging, and then here is where the product is actually at. So I did meet my goal for the month. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in just because it's kind of easy to use. I use it a lot at work. I will just kind of apply it when I see it. And I actually thought just now that I left it at work, but I did remember to bring it home to film this video, so that's good. I'll go ahead and keep that one in the project. Throughout the last month, I realized that I do not enjoy panning either one of these products. I think from now on, I'm going to kind of steer away of putting a lot of skincare in this project just because I do want to use my skincare more, but until I have a more solidified routine that I can actually follow, I'm just not going to worry about it. So the two products are lip products. This one is a lip scrub and the other one is a lip mask. So the lip scrub I actually did use several times, and I'm sure when it gets colder outside I will use this, but I just felt like I was using it because I felt like I needed to for the project to have some kind of comparison pictures, you know, from last month, but I just didn't enjoy it. I also used this overnight mask a few times, so we do have just a little bit of usage here. Again, it's just like a couple, maybe a centimeter or two, so maybe not even that. Yeah, it's really not a lot, maybe a centimeter. So not a lot of progress there, but I just realized I don't enjoy panning either one of these, so I'm gonna take them out. I feel like my project pan has been kind of all over the place, but we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of this video. Again, skincare. I am glad I put this in. This is the Pixi eye masks. I've used them 3 times in the last month. And I think I'm just realizing that even though I don't use them a lot per month, I really like to use them when I feel like using them and not like forcing myself to use them every night or anything. So this is something that I am glad that I own a jar of, where you have 30 pairs, because it's less waste than having individual like eye masks where you tear apart the package and then you just have one pair in there. I do really like this, how you have multiples. They've stayed really nicely for me and I don't notice that the formula is changing or anything. So I do think that anything more than 30 pairs would be like way too much for me. But I feel like a couple times a month or maybe once a week is plenty for me to use these. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll them out of the project because I don't want to feel like I have to use them when I'm not wanting to use them. This eyeliner, I swear, is like never ending. This is the NYX Gilded Taupe eyeliner and it's the Epic Wear one, but it's slowly but surely I'm using it up and I actually need to sharpen it, so it could be a little bit shorter, but I'm not gonna worry about it for right now. I will keep this in the project because I honestly just want to see this get used up, but I have really used a lot of it. I do enjoy using it still. It's just a matter of remembering to use an eyeliner. So I'm gonna keep this in. It's pretty steady progress, I guess. I think I've sharpened it twice in the last month. Let's talk about another one that's had some steady progress, but it's actually looking pretty good. This is the Hard Candy Chilling Wonder Powder, and currently it is right here. So it's had a pretty good amount of progress, I would say. When you look at it, you know, when it sits like it normally would, there's barely any in there. But when you hold it all up and look at it in the comparison, I think I'm doing pretty good. So there's a little bit of a gap right there. And yeah, I'm hoping to use this up by the end of the year just to kind of move through some of my products. But I will keep this in the project because I definitely think I could use this up by the end of the year for sure. Next up is this Earth Therapeutics Intensive Heal Repair. This is a lotion. I have, again, some steady progress here. It's about right here. I guess I'll go ahead and keep this in the project just because I'm so close to using it up. But again, I'm probably going to refrain from putting a lot of skincare in this project just because I'm not really wanting to track that at this time. So I'll keep this one in because I have been using it and it's having some like consistent progress. So we'll keep it in, but other than that, I don't think I'm going to be adding more skincare. I think the last update that I have, hopefully I'm not forgetting anything, is this concealer from Rare Beauty, and I did use it up completely. I took the stopper out shortly after filming my last update. There is nothing in the bottom there. Scraped the sides, used my spatula and everything. So I finally used this up. I can definitely see myself repurchasing this because it's such a good fixer product. If you guys missed my concealer ranking video, I go into detail about why I love this so much. It ranked very high on my list. And I also have a video talking about the most versatile makeup products in my collection, so I'll try and have that linked for you down below. That's an older video, but I'll try and remember to put that in for you. But this product is just such a unique concealer in my collection, and I've kind of explained in those videos why. So I can see myself repurchasing this, but I'm not sure about if I will repurchase it now or potentially just wait a little while before picking it up, but I definitely could see myself repurchasing this. Maybe if I find it on sale or something, I would go ahead and grab it. But if you're wondering, I have the shade 140C and it's perfect for me. So really enjoy this. So as it stands, I have either rolled out or used up every product in the project except for 4 different products. So we have the lotion, the lip gloss, the eyeliner, and the face powder. So I'm actually gonna only be adding 2 products back in. I sometimes go back and forth with wanting a larger project versus a smaller one, but for now I feel like a smaller one is going to be best for me. So I'm gonna add in this primer from Hard Candy. This is the Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer, and it's the makeup grip one. I think what I'm wanting to do moving forward is kind of use up products that are in my collection that are closer to being used up, which I just thought of the 3rd one I wanted to do. So I will actually add in 3 instead of 2. But I think because the year is kind of getting on at least the second half of the year, I want to try and use up as much as I can so that I'm starting the new year with as least makeup as possible, just because I want to use up my makeup and actually work my way through it. And it tends to work out to where the products I'm almost out of are my oldest products as well. So I feel like by using up the products that are almost empty already, or less than half full, will help me kind of work out my oldest products, which that is the case with this primer. And my intention is to finish this one up and then work my way through the Huda water jelly one, but I'm not gonna put them in at the same time. I'm just gonna try and use this one up first, then I'll probably focus on that one. So that's my goal with that. I wanna use this up. I don't have a lot in here, and I'm gonna have to guess because it has a lot of air in the tube, so it is hard to tell. But one time I did flip it upside down to kind of see how much I have in there, and I think it's about right here. So on the back, there is a barcode, and it is like roughly right on top of the 5. For my future reference, I will draw a line for you guys. But yeah, I think I've got about that much left, so I should definitely be able to use this up within a month for sure. So I'm gonna try and use that up within the month of September. Then another complexion product, I actually am gonna go ahead and add in the Purito BB cream. This one is so close to being empty. I've got about this much in it, but I've been focusing on the Pretty Fresh one from ColourPop, which I literally used up on August 31st. So I really took that to the wire there, but I wanna go ahead and use this one up as well. Because I did actually go ahead and repurchase it, I love it so much, I want it in my collection. So I would like to go ahead and use up the first one that I have before I add that one in. And I've been wanting to reach for it, but I've been reaching for the Pretty Fresh one so much, so I think that'll be good. And then the last thing I want to add in is the other Fenty Slip Shine lipstick I have. Last month I shared that I had finished up the one in the shade Glaze, but this month I want to finish up the one in Cookies and Cocoa, well, before the end of the year. I think this is a good time to move this in because it is a little bit of a deeper color. It is still a very sheer product, so it's not going to be really opaque like this color, but I think it's a nice color option for me to try and use up. And then again, I have the Clear Bite Beauty Gloss, so I feel like that's going to be a good combo for me to use up. This is also a product that you can apply without a mirror if needed, so that's a huge plus for me when using up a product because I can just apply it without really paying too much attention to it. It does get a little bit melty, which it actually just did when I was trying to swatch it, so hopefully that will be okay, but I think it should be fine. But yeah, it can be built up to be a little bit of a deeper color, but this is how much we have in it right now, all the way up. So I think I could definitely use this up before the end of the year, and I would like to move this out of my collection because I just feel like I found favorites that I prefer more than this, so I would like to use it up because I do still like it and I don't really want to declutter it. But those are going to be all the products that are going to continue in my project pan. That leaves us with 7 products. I think realistically, I could probably finish up 3 of them in the next month, which I would love to see. So I'm thinking from now on, I want to kind of change my thought process about project panning because I put a little bit too much pressure on myself every month to make sure that I have progress to share with you guys. And then I feel like I'm neglecting the rest of my collection, which is just not what I enjoy to do. I feel like there's been a lot of talk recently about project panning and people quitting their project pans or changing them. I feel like for the last 6 months or so, I've been really switching mine up and trying to make it work a little bit better for me, which I still want to continue doing. So that's kind of my plan with that. But for now, I'm gonna just kind of reel it back in a little bit with just the 7 products. And I think moving forward, at least until the end of the year, I'm going to be trying to pan the products that are closest to being empty already because that's kind of what I'm wanting to do in my collection as a whole. And I'm not gonna put as much emphasis on having a huge amount of progress every month. So like I say, I feel like I could use up those 3. It's because they're so close to being empty already that I could probably use them up with 2 weeks of consistent use. So I'm going to say that in a month, if I use them 50% of the time, that seems realistic for me. But I'm no longer going to be kind of forcing myself or trying to make myself feel like I need to use my project pan items every day. I actually think I'm going to take a break from my project pan for the next couple of weeks, like maybe 1 to 2 weeks actually, just to focus on some new makeup. I might do that at the end of the month. I'm not sure with my Shop My Stash, but I definitely want to take off a week or two at least just to focus on whatever I feel like using. But these are the 7 products that I'm going to have in the project pan if I want to use them, especially the lip products. I usually use those at work. I don't usually take a lot of lipsticks with me because I forget to get them out of my purse. So I would just rather kind of keep some there and keep the rest at home. So that's my plan with that. But let me know what you guys are panning down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see my project pan progress over the next month and then so on, because I'm going to be continuing this until the end of the year. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.